What is up, everyone? Back in the game room for another pickup video. This time it is day 2 of the August bank holiday weekend. I've got a stack of games in front of me, some handhelds, some PS2 and a bunch of Nintendo Wii. From compared to day 1 and day 3, not the best day, but I still managed to come away with some pickups. So starting the day super hungover, where I was out all night on the Saturday night and completely missed the boot sale because I didn't wake up where I was stupidly hungover. So what I did instead is I went to a shop in Streatham. There used to be a shop called RGB, which was brilliant when I first started collecting when I was about, I don't know how old would I have been, 17, 18 maybe. I used to go there. It's where I picked up my first ever Sega Saturn games from there years and years ago. It's not there anymore. It is a different shop, which I cannot for the life of me remember. I will plug it in. But I went to go there to pick up some games and was just disappointed. The shop was rubbish. Don't get me wrong, there was lots of stuff in there, but the prices were ridiculous for what wouldn't be expensive games, and they were just charging ridiculous amounts of money. But luckily the day was saved because I still was able to go to a bunch of charity shops that were open up on the high street that day, and there was a CEX in Streatham, so I was able to pick up a few bits. I think majority of it is from the CEX there, so to make it a fruitful journey, I picked up as much as I could in the CX, and one PS2 game, which I'll leave till last, in that shop in Streatham. So let's take that one out, and we'll do the PS2 games right at the end. So starting off straight off the bat of this ridiculously hungover day, I picked up for the Nintendo 3DS, codename Steam. It was £2 for the 3DS. I think it's like my third ever game for the 3DS. So I picked that one up, and that was £2 in computer exchange. So one to go straight into the collection. I did manage to come away with a nice stat, a lot of Nintendo, which is running out of space on the shelf, so I'm gonna have to do a bit of a reshuffle. Next, for the PlayStation Portable for £1.50, was Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. These were games that I played on the 360, which I wasn't too keen on. And I remember long before I was a collector, how old would I have been when this came out? Maybe 15 when Advanced Warfighter came out. And I remember, to raise funds for this, I traded in my original Crystal Xbox, which managed to get me Ghost Recon on the 360 on release. And obviously now looking back at it, ridiculous, stupid decision to make. Luckily, I've been able to get one once I started collecting to get it back. But that was one that my cousin had given me that I had then traded in for Ghost Recon, which, in my opinion, those games weren't very good on Xbox 360, unfortunately. I don't really remember much about them, but I remember them, in my opinion, from my experience, was not very good. So there's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 for the PlayStation Portable. The next one on the list is another shooting game, another war game, and this one is Brothers in Arms D-Day for the PlayStation Portable, and this was £3 in CEX again. I did like the Brothers in Arms games; they were quite fun to play. So this is one that I didn't have on the PSP, and like I said, I've been trying to pick up PSP games here and there. I don't tend to gravitate towards the PSP games in CEX. My first port of call is always Xbox 360, Xbox One. I always then sort of have an overview of PS4, PS3, and then very rarely look at the PSP, but I need to get into the routine of actually looking at the PSP games so that I can pick up some more. So now moving on to a bunch of Wii games. I think I might have... shock, as per, I might have a couple of these already. I think maybe one of them not on Wii though, so maybe not the end of the world. So the first one on the Wii pile is Dewey's Adventure, which I'd never seen before, and that was £2. managed to get that one, and one that I don't often see. So one straight into the collection there, Dewey's Adventure. The next one I picked up because it was 75p, and I've got a Wii balance board. Probably not ever going to play it, but Shaun White Snowboarding, which was 75p. So one just to pick up for the sake of having. The next one is another Shaun White, and it's another 75p game, and that was Shaun White Skateboarding this time. One that I've never seen. I've seen the snowboarding one countless times everywhere, but I hadn't seen the skateboarding one before. So there's Shaun White Skateboarding for the Wii, 75p, straight in my basket, straight on my shelf. Next I have again for 75p, and it is Movie Studio Party for the Wii. One that I've not seen. It's sort of like 20 mini games in this one, 1 to 4 players. Not really much to say about it really. It looks like a party game. Well, it is a party game, hence why it says Movie Studio Party. But yeah, one to go into the collection, maybe one to get out when people are over. Who knows? But 75p couldn't go wrong. Next on the list for the Nintendo Wii is Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. And that was £3 on the Wii, one that I don't have at all. I did love the Looney Tunes when I was younger, and Space Jam, although I watched Space Jam again the other day and I was kind of thinking, oh, was it seemed to be super good when I was younger, but I wasn't the keenest. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood that day. But I loved Looney Tunes growing up, and some of the other Looney Tunes games are brilliant actually. But yeah, there we go, Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal for the Nintendo Wii, £3, one straight into the collection. The next one for £2 again from CEX is Lord of the Rings Aragon's Quest, and it was £2. I think I've said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe is this on is this on PS3? I'm not too sure. But there is Aragon's Quest for the Nintendo Wii. Next for £1.50, I have Legends of the Guardians Owls of Gahoo. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. Become a Guardian, experience the mystical world of Gahul. Okay. Anyway, that's £1.50. And again, another one into the collection to give me a pile of games to not make my journey to Streatham wasted. And lastly, for the Nintendo Wii is Trauma Center Second Opinion, and that was £1.50. Kind of looks sort of like a surgeon sim type thing, with like anime graphics, but that was £1.50 as well. One that I've not really seen. I don't think I've ever seen it apart from when I saw it here, so I picked it up, and that was £1.50. Again, I don't know if you can see that one, but that is Trauma Center Second Opinion, and that is the last of the Wii games. And then lastly on to PS2, and I say every blooming time, I think I've got this one, but it was £1, so I picked it up thinking about it. I've definitely got this on PS2, so it'll be one that I end up selling, and that is 24 the game. Not really sure what has possessed me to pick this one up. Probably because I thought I'd needed it and it was £1. I should have picked up of all the choices of a £1 game in CEX. There mustn't have been anything else in there. But 24 the game, which I'm positive that I've got on PS2 already. And then lastly, a game that I did have years ago, and I thought I had it since I started collecting. But apparently I don't, or since I've moved into this flat, there seems to be a few games that have gone missing. But with all of what was the Warhammer 40k hype around Space Marine 2 at the time of sort of going to do this hunt and picking up Space Marine after this, I picked up Warhammer 40k Fire Warrior for the PS2. Now I paid £6 for this, or £5.99. Now maybe that for this game wasn't too bad, but some of the other games in there were like £1 or £2 games for sale, which was like £6, £7, £8. I wouldn't usually probably even paid £6 for this, but because I had trekked to, well, say trekked, it's only a few stops on the train to Streatham to go to this particular shop, I wanted to come away with something, and this was the only thing that I was willing to part money with to buy. Unfortunately, there was some really good stuff in there. Some stuff was probably about right, but there was just a lot of stuff that was just, in my opinion, stupid prices. So that was the last game that I picked up. Well, the first game that I picked up, because I went there before going to CEX. So there we go, Warhammer 40k Fire Warrior for the PS2. I did really enjoy this when I was a lot younger, playing PS2. So want to go back into the collection. Not sure what's happened to my existing copy, but that was the last game for this one. So now what do we have next? We have day 3. We've got that right, nearly put 4 fingers up. Day 3 of the August bank holiday weekend. Did a lot more around hunting. I think I went to a few CEX, boot sale definitely, and where else did I go? Forbidden Planet in Tottenham Court Road, around that area, with a couple of my friends. So video for part 3 coming soon. Part 2, less footage because I was just completely hungover, but that is a decent enough stack to have got through for day 2. Excited for day 3, which will be posted again next week. So keep an eye out for day 3 of the bank holiday, and I hope you enjoyed day 2 of the bank holiday. Enjoy your hunting. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.